Well, good evening, everyone. Welcome to Jerry's Restaurant, South Mayo Trail, Pikeville. It's presented by Appalachian Wireless, the Dudley Hilton Show. It's the final edition of the 2011 season as the regular season is complete. And Coach Dudley Hilton, our coach of the University of Pikeville Bears. Coach, the regular season's over. It's a time to reflect and look back. And as tough as it is, we have to look back to Saturday. Heartbreaking. Last-second field goal gives Kentucky Christian a 31-28 win over the Bears. Have you recovered from that yet?
Well, no, I don't think he ever recovered, but I never recovered over the shorter loss down there at the shorter on the last-second thing, and then come back and had to go through the same thing with Lindsey Wilson, and then here you come to the last game of the season, had to go through it again. I told the kids there Monday when I met with them that we lost three of the hardest games that anybody could ever lost. In one season. I've been coaching for 36 years and lost one or two heartbreakers down at the end, but having three in one season, it was unheard of, and we sure went through it. And you talk about checking your character and checking your sanity. It checks everything. It checks your family, checks a lot of things, but the bottom line, our kids fought hard for me at the end, and we overcame a lot of things, but sure, we had a big letdown at the end, but Kentucky Christian was a beat program, and in this college level, everybody can play, and if you don't come bring your A game every Saturday, you're going to ask for things like this.
There are radio stations that devote all their time. There are television stations that devote all their time to discussing games, football, basketball, baseball, golf, whatever it may be. And a lot of the talk is when you have tough losses like this is how much it bothers a coach. How much does it bother Dudley Hilton when you have those tough losses? You're still talking about shorter that was a couple of months ago. So how much does it really bother you? How much sleepless nights do you have?
Well, it's just really tough. What I'll try to fight is you can't win a game till you win it, and I fought that for 36 years, and it's no different than the college level. At first it looked like that what kind of year we was going to have, and we just got caught up in being 4-1, beat a good Campbellsville team. I felt like we beat a good Faulkner team, that scored high, and beat a good Kentucky Westland team that was kind of supposed to be a little bit higher in their league. So we seen those things, and we got talking about this and talking about that, and you kind of, it don't carry over only to the players. It carries over to the coaches. It carries over to everyone, and it's good to think ahead. But as a coach, you're the one that has to face it every week and worry about these things. I knew, several weeks ago we were in trouble, and just because we wasn't worrying about what was on hand, we was worrying about at the end of the season. Now the season's all in, and where was all these people saying that we was going to do this and do that? Now they're saying the negative things about us. But again, that's why you call it coaching. That's why you put your program up on that level, and we're up on that level. Nobody took us for granted. I think the last few years people took Pikeville for granted at the end of the season. They knew it's one they could win, but I'll tell you, there's 4 of them out there that's scratching their heads today that they got losses by University of Pikeville. One of them, Campbellsville, ended up finishing second in the league, and we got beat. We beat a very good team there. Faulkner won this weekend, beat Union 94-88.
Right.
That team we beat. So I think Kentucky Westland beat Robert Morris the other day, and that's a team we beat. I think who do we play first game of the season? West Virginia Tech or no South Virginia or
right,
Southern Virginia. I think they ended up 4-6.
Right.
So we beat some teams that won some games on the road. So it wasn't a wasted year as far as. But now sleepless nights, yes, Andrew. It's not something that's I'm used to. I didn't come here to do, but I'm not one that runs from a situation to. I've been put in it's not a bad situation. This is a great situation. We've just got to get a mentality, hey, we can win here, and that's what we're going to do.
It's the Dudley Hilton Show, presented and powered by Appalachian Wireless from Jerry's Restaurant. Coach, 4-6. That's 2 more wins than this program's seen the last couple of years. It's got to be a positive. Yeah, you can take 3 games, turn them around, and all of a sudden you're 7-3. Much different. Didn't happen that way. But 4 wins, you take that, it's the first steps of growing a program. I think you had to realize when you came here this wasn't going to be a 1-year fix.
Well, you know, and I agree with you, and I knew that. But after we was 4-1, I thought, well, maybe I have that old magic wand. Maybe I can walk on water. But you know, that you found out real quick after that wasn't there no more. So you know. Yes, I knew it was going to take a little while to build it, and I wasn't pressured to do it in 1 year. The guys that brought me here didn't tell me to do it in 1 year. They said build us a football program. So it wasn't a pressure from the administration or nothing. I put the own pressure on my own self, and that's what I was used to doing. And at first I thought, well, gosh, I can do it, but it was something come real, you know, to life there that we got some inner problems on our team that we got to get better quality kids, and that's what we got. We brought a great freshman class in, and you know, and we got a good sophomore bunch. So you know, hopefully we can take us another year to put another good class behind this class, and I think then we're going to be knocking on the doors.
It's the Dudley Hilton Show from Jerry's Restaurant, South Mayo Trail, presented and powered by Appalachian Wireless. We talk about the final regular season game for the University of Pikeville Bears. The season complete. Now the off season begins. A lot of work to do in the weight room, obviously, with younger players. Have to get back in the weight room. How much time do the guys have off before they have to get back and they're required to be back at work?
Well, we last today and tomorrow we're meeting with every kid for about 10 or 15 minutes and just kind of find out their goals and what you know, what their weaknesses are and how we're going to fix each individual. And then when we come back after Christmas, January there, when we start school, we'll have a workouts in the morning 4 days a week, and we'll really check them out, see if they want to live up to the goals. Right now, every one of them will tell you they got to get stronger and faster if they're going to compete. So if that's what they feel, now as coaches, we got to get them stronger and faster. Now, saying it and doing it is 2 different things, and we'll find out in January if they really mean what they're saying or they just want to talk about it, you know. But weightlifting, speed is very important in the college level. They think they've got it, but now after going through 1 year of this Mid-South Conference, they know they got to get a little bit more, and that's what we got to work on.
Coach, a lot of times in NAIA football, you see a transition of rosters. You see players that leave after 1 year, after one season, for whatever reason. Do you see that coming with this team, or do you have some guys that are committed to this program?
Well, again, Andrew, I'm young and rookie, and not young, but I'm young in this coaching, in this college business, and a rookie in this college business as far as that go. After meeting with 56 defensive players today, we had 1 or 2 didn't show up. We had 1 saying they wasn't coming back, but the other 52, 51 kids act like they're ready to go to work. I'd be very shocked if we lost 4 or 5 more of them, but I've never done this. I don't know what a college kid might be telling you what you want to hear, but I sensed and I felt that the kids was being truthful to me and wasn't being forked tongue. They wasn't telling me what I want to hear, so I felt good about it. So I'm hoping, you know, that they all will come back. I'm hoping that 95% of the kids will come back, because that's the only way you're going to have a pro. And it's up to us. You know, I had a meeting with my coaches the other day, and you know, it was a pretty rough meeting with us all, but that's our job. We got to make sure these kids want to come back to the University of Pikeville. We got to make sure they're where they want to stay. Everything's going good in their classes, and you know, we got to find out if they got problems. We want to know, because we want them to come back. They're our future for here at the University of Pikeville.
It's the Coach Dudley Hilton Show as we talk UPike football, winding down the 2011 season, a season that ended Saturday with a 31-28 loss to Kentucky Christian, but a successful season nonetheless in many eyes. A team coming off 2 wins in 2010, 4-6 this year, doubling the number of wins, receiving votes in the national rankings earlier in the season, off to a 4-1 start. there are a lot of positives to take with that. Coach Dudley Hilton, you just said you're a young guy in this business. You're new to the college coaching business, and obviously it has to be different than the high school game. What are some changes you might make next year that you did differently this year?
Well, you know, we had a big number. That was hard to handle at first. We probably need to spend a little bit more time with the kids that we know that can play and give them a little bit more attention. But, you know, that didn't really hurt us, but I'll be better organized because I hope we have the 170 out again next year. In this league, you need that many to pick from, but I'll be a little bit better organized with that. I think our new building that we're in the process of building, it's already, you know, the foundation's there, and I think that's going to be a big plus. This problem, some problems we had in our dressing room and our meeting rooms and some things that we had, that's going to be big. But again, you know, I got 8 full-time assistant coaches. I got to put a lot more pressure on them. They're going to be more responsibility for their positions, and I'm going to hold them a little bit more accountable than I did this year, because this is a business, Andrew. It's not, you know, we like to have fun. You know, we got to be a little bit more accountable how we're coaching, and they realize that. They were disappointed in the last 4 games or 5 games. So, you know, these are things that I'm going to do. I'm going to be a little bit more organized, and it was it a fun year? Sorta, but I think I'd make it a lot more fun for myself by contributing more things to it, and that's what I'm going to do for the future.
You talk about having fun, and certainly winning makes it much more fun. You've got guys around you, your assistant coaches, guys that come from winning programs, winning backgrounds. These guys are winners. They know what it means to have fun, and they know that it takes winning to get there. We're on the way to that.
I think so, and I appreciate you saying that, Andrew. I think we had a lot of good things, but there are some things that can be fixed, and I'm going to do a better job at it. And you know, and I told them, I said, you know, I haven't fixed it yet, and we're still working on it, and that's what we're going to do.
In any business, there are always things that can be addressed. Opportunities, we like to call them.
There you go.
University of Pikeville football. We're winding down the 2011 season with the Dudley Hilton Show, presented and powered by Appalachian Wireless. We'll talk with one of the players, Grayson Quick. You've heard the name. He's the kicker for the U-Pike Bears. We'll talk with the player. We'll return and talk more with the next steps to the building process in the University of Pikeville program. It's the Dudley Hilton Show, presented by Appalachian Wireless. Well, welcome back, Jerry's Restaurant. It is the Dudley Hilton Show, presented by Appalachian Wireless. I'm Andrew Joyce, joined by a special guest now, a member of the 2011 University of Pikeville Bears. You might remember seeing this guy. He lines up, takes those high-pressure kicks. He's the kicker for the Bears, and it's Grayson Quick. Grayson, welcome to the Dudley Hilton Show.
Thank you for letting me be here.
Just a year ago, high school senior, and here you are on a television set on your coach's show. How big a deal is that for you, a young kicker coming out of South Carolina?
It's pretty good opportunity, I guess. I mean, I've never done anything like this before, so I feel like I'm doing something right.
What goes through your mind when the coaches come to you and say, we'd like for you to be on the coach's show this week?
I was kind of shocked, really. I was just told like 2 hours before this, so I don't know. Just kind of got prepared and came up here.
There you go. Student comes first when we talk about student athletes, no matter the sport, and of course that's why you're here, to get a college education, to build for your future. Let's talk about the academic career of Grayson Quick. Let's talk about what your major is, what your plans are for the future.
I've always grown up just playing with computers and stuff like that. My major is computer science, so pretty much anything to do with computers, like computer technician, something like that.
Graphic design, computer programming?
I'm not as good at that.
Game designer?
Just like working on them, fixing them.
So maybe you'll come up with the next Madden 13 game.
Maybe. We'll have to see.
There you go. Grayson Quick, he's a computer science major, freshman at the University of Pikeville. And, of course, we talk about the excitement around campus. Huge enrollment this year, record-setting enrollment. Dudley Hilton, his first year as coach, nearly 180 players come into camp in the fall. A lot of excitement from the outside looking in. What was that atmosphere like on campus and within the football program when you came in this summer?
Well, whenever I came in a little late, I thought I was going to be a red shirt at first. But whenever I got here, there were a lot of events going on because school was starting, and we had like the concert one night, and then we had just things on the bridge the rest of the week. But it slowed down as football season progressed, and you just kind of got used to it.
You thought you were coming in as a red shirt. Didn't expect to play this year.
No, sir.
Get in the weight room, work on your kicking game, spend some time in the classroom. What changed, and when did you realize that was going to change?
I actually realized, I found out I was going to play. Coach Sims called me on my way up here. The red shirts had to come a week later,
right.
And I was on my way up, and he told me that I had passed the clearinghouse after my second time trying to go through, and it was just kind of cool as soon as I was coming up here to find out I was going to play.
Grayson Quick, he's a kicker, freshman kicker with the University of Pikeville Bears, did a tremendous job this season in his freshman season. Let's introduce to the Bears fans out there, who is Grayson Quick? Where do you come from? And talk a little about your football background.
I'm from Lugoff, South Carolina. It's about 20 minutes outside of Columbia, South Carolina. I've kicked since 8th grade. My dad was a kicker at my rival school. And my freshman year, I kicked a game-winning field goal against his school.
Wow.
At my high school, yeah, so that was pretty
How
cool.
was dinner after the game then?
He's completely turned around. He's a Lugoff Elgin fan now, not Camden Bulldog. So.
There you go. So you've been a kicker since 8th grade. How did you get into kicking?
My dad, he bought me a set of footballs and a tee, and I just started working on it 7th, 8th grade, and he knew my coach, so it just kind of helped me get on the team.
And here you go. You're getting your college paid for, at least partially, but
Yes,
being able to kick a football. Pretty good gig. Talk about some of the differences coming from high school to college. More pressure, more work, more like a job.
One of the big things for kickers is you use a tee in high school and you don't get to use a tee in college. So that's been the biggest thing for me, just getting used to kicking field goals as good as I could off a tee, off the ground.
Has it made the transition easier with the artificial surface at the Hambley Complex?
Definitely. It's the same everywhere, and it's just easier.
There you go.
Grass.
As you arrived on campus, Pikeville, Kentucky, I'm imagining you didn't know a lot about Pikeville, Kentucky when you first heard from the coaches and they said, we'd love for you to be here, maybe redshirt, and then eventually end up as one of our kickers. What did you know about Pikeville, Kentucky? Why did you choose the University of Pikeville?
Well, it was one of my only offers, honestly, and I didn't know anything about it before I came up here, but I took my visit. I liked it a little bit, so I figured I would try it.
Hard to believe it was one of your only offers because there's some folks in South Carolina that missed a boat on Grayson Quick. Tremendous job this year.
Thank you.
We look forward to you sticking around for 4 years, watching this program grow. We'll watch you grow and maybe have a future playing a little football as well. You can leave that computer science gig behind for a year or two.
All right, yes, sir. Thank you.
Grayson Quick, he's a freshman kicker with the University of Pikeville Bears, and it is the Dudley Hilton Show, presented by Appalachian Wireless. We're back from Jerry's Restaurant right after this, talking with the coach and the next step in the building process of the UPike football program. Good evening. Welcome back to Jerry's Restaurant, South Mayo Trail. Andrew Joyce, joined by Coach Dudley Hilton, our coach of the University of Pikeville Bears, as we put a lid on the 2011 UPike football season. It puts a lid on the season for us and for the fans, but not for the staff and for the players. Coach Dudley Hilton, the building process. We've talked about that tonight, building a college football program, a team that had 2 wins last year. we've taken that first step in the building process. What's the next step for Dudley Hilton and the coaching staff?
Well, y'all pretty big about talking about the 99 steps, where they lead. So, we got a few steps out of the way this year, and hopefully the recruiting this year that we can go out and sell our program and, tell them we're on the upbeat here. And we are. We got a lot of good things going for us here at University of Pikeville, and I think we got better things to sell kids this coming year. So, again, we're going to use every resource we got and hopefully bring some good quality kids in here. But the main thing, we got some good quality kids here too, and we got to keep working them. So, the process has already started. We're well on our way, and I feel good about the upcoming year, and hopefully can't wait to get back because it's going to be a long winter ending on a losing streak like this. But we're going to look at nothing but the positive things, and hopefully that we'll be able to bounce back. And bad sometimes we hate for Georgetown. They end up finishing third in the country, and they're we're in a conference where we got the number 3 team in the country in here, so we better go to work.
No doubt about it. Recruiting, it's a constant process, almost year-round. What's the plan for the off-season? Are there specific needs to address, or is it just building depth?
Well, we got to take care of some kids around here. We don't want no kids around here to leave us. We got a few kids, in the Belfry and the Prestonburgs and the Johnson Centrals and the Harlan counties and the Letcher counties and the Pike counties, and we got to keep our local boys right here. We got to make sure that we're not losing nobody here, and we got to take care of them. And we're going to recruit this area hard, but then we got to get out and get the other kids that's that's close to being a Division I, but the Division I schools backed off of them, and then we got to be ready to jump all over those kids. So, it's recruiting business goes on year round. We had a good bunch of kids down there Saturday to watch our game, and that's what we got to do. We got to get out, work at it. They're not going to run us down. We got to run them down.
Kentucky high school football playoffs going on now. I would imagine you and the coaching staff, you're out all over the region. And how far does that region go? What's your primary recruiting area?
Well, we go out to all of them. Dane Brown's my recruiting coordinator, and he gives everybody a map, and they take care of that area, and then I go out with the coaches. But, the first playoff week, we went and watched Prestonburg and Danville. Last week we went and watched Breathitt County and Pike County Central. I'm going to the Louisville and Louisville Central and Bell County game Friday night. So our coaches will be out to most of the playoffs, and we'll be in Bowling Green the state championship week. And we sure want to take care of not only Eastern Kentucky, but we want to get the best Kentucky kids that we can. And that's what's going to make us have a bigger crowd on Saturday afternoon, and because they don't have far to go to watch their son to play. And and I'm hoping that's a big part of building our program. But we got to reach out too, and we got to get the better kids if we can out of South Carolina or Georgia or Florida.
Coach Dudley Hilton, we closed the books on the 2011 season, and 4-6, we're calling it a successful season. You may not like the sound of it, but certainly we've taken a step to the next level with this football program. As we look toward 2012, and we'll look forward to that year and year 2 of the Dudley Hilton era, do you have a word for the community? Maybe just encouraging the community to stick behind this team.
Well, again, we start out with upbeat. We lit a fire, and that's what we wanted to do at the University of Pikeville on our football season, and we kind of put out our fire a little bit. But hopefully next year we can start a flame, and it don't do nothing but keep getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and that's what we want to do. Again, we're depending on a bunch of 17, 18, 19-year-old kids come in here, and keep this program going. And we just got to find a way to build them up and keep going. But we're going to put University of Pikeville on the map in football. I've said it all the time. This is a great football town. It's a great football area, and people support their football teams. And we're going to put a good college football team right here in the University of Pikeville, and it's going to be one that everybody's going to be proud of. So we'll be back even bigger and stronger next year, and hopefully we'll have a great football season and bring some good young men in here that this county, this school will be proud of.
A little bigger, a little stronger, and a little tougher in 2012. Coach Dudley Hilton, it's been our pleasure. I think I can speak on behalf of Bears fans throughout the area. It's been our pleasure for year one of the Dudley Hilton area. We're looking for year two and beyond. Continue building the U-Pike football program.
Thank you very much.
You've been watching and tuned to the Dudley Hilton Show, presented by Appalachian Wireless from Jerry's Restaurant. Let's tune in again. Season opener 2012. This guy will be right there. It's U-Pike football. The Dudley Hilton Show, presented by Appalachian Wireless.